So what's up, everybody? There's like just a ton to unpack with this entire CIA fiasco. All the way from the top of the U.S. ambassador to Mexico being former CIA himself. In fact, I can't even do it justice right now. I'm going to have to do a video on it later this afternoon. And it's just crazy that there's so much to unpack. One, that the state governor of Chihuahua wasn't even present while this thing was going on. She was at in another state doing let me pause this one sec. And so you have the state governess of Chihuahua. Oh, hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Sigue la fiesta? Conmigo también. Nos vemos. You got the state governess of Chihuahua that's got something like this going on. That's not even in the state when it's going on. And then on top of that, she's going to make a crazy statement that could even be considered treason in Mexico, which carries a penalty of like 40 years. And what do you mean by that, Dave? The governor says it, comes right out and says that, yes, we cooperate with foreign entities like the CIA. And I'll get the exact quote this afternoon. And apparently they do so without the federal government of Mexico knowing that they're doing this. And so that itself would be a treasonous act, operating with or cooperating with a foreign intelligence agency that way. Like this. That's better. So, you know, it's just man, Gojira. It's crazy that there's that. There's the fact that they say that all of the evidence was burnt up in the crash. So how did you identify that? And then there's the fact that the initial tweet talks about losing 2 embassy personnel, but they're doing drone training, but then it's not, or it's dismantling a drug lab, and then it's drone training. And I've done drone training in Mexico. And generally what happens is the proprietors of that will come to the base, whatever, and they'll do all the training and then figure out whether or not you want to buy it, and it winds up in a sales contract. But when they're talking about CIA drones, what drones? Like, we don't use drones in Mexico all the time anyways. We do. We don't need CIA training for that. Doing drone training at 2 o'clock in the morning and you come back. You don't know how many dead there are per Luis Chaparro. It's 2, it's 4. He's got the names, he doesn't. There's just so much. You know, one sec. I've got some of these notes. 4 American agents, and then 2 are deceased. First it's 4. That's Luis Chaparro. Here's another one that I've been jotting things down. The Chihuahua governor says she works in cooperation with the CIA without the president of Mexico knowing. That's kind of crazy. You know, I like to write things down as they occur to me. You know, here we go. Ron Johnson, U.S. ambassador, former CIA, drops a tweet saying that they lost U.S. embassy members. So where'd this leak come from? So apparently that's where, but then Luis Chaparro saying 4 American agents were dead. Then it's 2, and this is all on YouTube with video. Comes out that they're CIA. From whom? Who said that they were CIA to begin with? That's another one. All of the evidence was apparently burned alive in a car crash. You know what? There was a crash one time. It was a dude and his girlfriend. And they were driving back from Aguas Calientes and they hit a concrete pillar. It was a Ford full-size truck. Hit a concrete pillar doing like 100 miles an hour or something, man. Stuff everywhere. There was still evidence, man. So they're saying that everything, all the evidence was burnt. That's coming from Luis Chaparro or another podcast. I'll link it tonight. The people who initially reported this, one say he knows Johnson personally. All the evidence was burnt up. Drone training. What kind of drone? Predator drones? Hey, about that. Why would your CIA agents be assigned to Monterey but actually be working in Chihuahua? There's that. So they're assigned to Nuevo Leon, but they're working with the government and the state government in Chihuahua. That's already a thing. That becomes a federal level deal. Luis Chaparro revealed the names initially in Pia de Nota, but Luis himself states that it's 2 agents and it's 4. So there's just so much stuff all over the map with this entire thing, man, that I'm going to have to pick it apart tonight when I get home, and I will. But even the prosecutor, the state prosecutor in Chihuahua, goes back on himself, saying that it's a drug lab that they're dismantling, and then it's drone training, and then the Army's involved, but the president doesn't know. It's just all over the map. So that's kind of my point, that you get these other agencies, not agencies, YouTube channels, talking about they know, they've got inside sources. It's bullshit. Their own state prosecutor doesn't know whether they're dismantling drug labs or doing drone training. And if it is drone training, CIA drone training, are they launching Predator drones out of the airport too? I mean, what's next? You know, you don't need CIA level training for drones, for doing small scale. It's the CIA training all the police departments in the United States now. Is that what's going on? They're using drones too. Just that type of stuff, man. So, hey, that's enough out of me for now. Talk soon.